Hey there, I'm Ron Suave, and on behalf of VSCDA and my co-chair, Jeff Parasic, who's not able to be with us this weekend, I'd like to welcome you to the 28th Blackhawk Vintage Classic. This is part one of a virtual drivers meeting. Gary Schneider will cover part two, where he goes over some of our operational and flagging procedures for you. Be very brief, but I urge that you watch it. Things are a little bit different at Blackhawk in some cases than they are at some other tracks. While we don't want anything to go viral in this environment, we do ask that if you can share the drivers meeting videos with as many other drivers as we can to make sure as many folks see it. We'll also be doing a very brief drivers meeting over the PA as well as over FM radio at the track. It'll be on 88.9 is the station that you can tune into and hear anything. Actually, all weekend, anything that's on the PA, you can hear it on 88.9 radio. So. A couple of things are going to be different this year. Registration, starting at the beginning. Registration is not going to be like it typically is. Normally we have a massive crunch of cars and everybody gets together at the registration shack. It's a lot of fun to socialize, see people maybe we haven't seen in a little bit. But this year it is going to be different. You're going to drive through. You're going to go through where the guard is. You're going to head toward the track crossover. And near the gate where the crossover is, Stacy Donato will be set up for a drive-through registration with her crew. Depending on your last name, you'll be guided either left or right, and registration will be touch-free and will be cash-free. So we're trying to make it as safe as possible as we possibly can. As far as tech inspection goes, 2019 annual techs will be honored for an additional 3 months with VSCDA. So if you have an annual tech from last year, that annual tech on your car is good. If you do have to go through tech, it's very clearly spelled out in our COVID procedures. However, it'll basically one person, one car, and our tech folks are going to do their very best to be as distant from you as they possibly can. As far as things like helmet stickers and other tactile elements from the past, we're not going to be doing that this year. As far as paddock, Gary's going to talk about masks a little bit, but basically the protocol, things have relaxed quite a bit since we first talked about this a month ago. Masks will be required when you're not able to socially distance outside your paddock. So basically, if you're able to socially distance and walk around the beautiful grounds of Blackhawk, you really don't need to have a mask on. But if you come upon someone and you're not able to maintain distance, please put your mask on. That's very, very simple. We know it's not everyone's preference necessarily, but it's a necessity for us to go racing this weekend. So please honor the track and the club's rules in doing that. As far as our usual awesome food goes, it's going to be curtailed just a little bit this year. On Saturday night, Francesco's, who's done our past few dinners and are just absolutely phenomenal. They were really great, worked with us, and gave us a great deal on delivering box dinners for us. So you'll see in your packet that there is a choice of your meal. There'll be two choices. You'll come grab your box and take it away and go eat it in a safe place where you can enjoy a meal with your friends, hopefully. I'd like to thank our sponsors. Haggerty Insurance is sponsoring us again. Paul Rico has donated a $100 gift certificate for Wisco Pistons. And of course, Jeff Parasic, our co-chair. Jeff has raised tens of thousands of dollars for disabled American veterans. And again, this year, we're doing that. We've got two Enduros, a closed wheel and an open wheel, which hopefully will add to everybody's fun. The closed wheel is Saturday and the open wheel is Sunday morning. Jeff basically matches whatever it is that you're paying. So it's really a fantastic way to support disabled American veterans. Additionally, Rockford Rescue Mission was our benefactor for our gate this year, and since we can't have spectators, I do urge, it means me personally, it means a tremendous amount. They're a phenomenal organization in the Rockford community, and they're really hurting. This hurt all of us, but it absolutely devastated the mission. So if you can go onto the VSCDA site and make a donation, anything, $5, $10, anything, please go and donate. I don't ask for much, but I do ask you to go do that. We've got other specialty races on Sunday afternoon at the conclusion of the weekend. We have the best $5 in vintage racing, the Father's Day Scramble. It's just an absolute hoot. If your car is running, I really urge you to do it. It's a riot. At the end, the way it's a staggered start, and theoretically at the end we all cross the finish line at the same time through the magic of timing and scoring. I've raced with everything, diced with everything from MGPAs to Mustang GT350s. Last year it was an E30 BMW, Nathan Burris's Bug Guy and I all coming together in turn 7 and drag racing to the finish line. And it's really just a great way to put the cherry on the Sunday of the weekend. So I hope you come and do that. As far as drivers committee goes, it'll be mobile and it's going to be very limited. It's going to be Jim Donato, so hopefully everybody behaves. But Jim will be around. He will find you if he needs to. Gary Schneider and the team up in the tower will page you, so you'll know. But if something's happened, if something went wrong and you know it, and generally we all do, try and find Jim. Keep an eye out for him, and please be as supportive as you can, and be as safe as you can with him. If you do need to go to the tower, there will be a wireless doorbell outside the tower, and go ahead and ring that, and someone will come down and we'll either work with you outside or in the tower in a safe manner. As far as timing and scoring goes, there will be results posted as you basically across from the tower from the access road. So as you normally come off the track at Blackhawk, the tower's on your left. On the right, Midwestern Council will have a tent and a trailer where we're going to be posting the results for the different groups, but we don't want you to congregate, obviously, and there will not be individual sheets. Do not take the single sheet that's on the trailer. It would seem self-evident, but in the past it's happened. So just check your results. But really the way to do it is to get the Race Monitor app. I believe the free version shows results after each session, and it comes up like that. The expensive version, which I think is $4.99, shows you real-time results, and it's good for the entire year. I highly recommend it. If you don't have it, when you see it, you'll wonder how you lived without it. And I guess if you don't have it, get it. It's really the best way to keep track of things. I think that's really about it. As far as the Enduros go, there is a 5-minute mandatory pit stop that's on your honor. So please maintain the vintage spirit and stop for 5 minutes. It all gets very confusing anyway, so hopefully we all have a great time with that. A lot of folks have signed up for that, and we really, really appreciate that, because aside from the racing fund, it does support a fantastic charity. With that, have a great, safe weekend. I can't thank you enough for coming, especially in this environment. The amount of work that went in behind the scenes from Stacy Donato, from Alex Rourke, from Blackhawk Farms, the amount of government administrative hoops we had to jump through, it was kind of astounding, but we are very, very happy to bring this event to you, and we hope you have a wonderful time. And now, Mr. Schneider.
Hi, my name is Gary Schneider. I am your Chief Steward for the Blackhawk Classic 28. Thank you for coming out in these chaotic times to support your club and support your sport. This will be a video drivers meeting. I've never been a fan of long drivers meetings, and this one may be shorter than usual. So first, a few tips about Blackhawk Farms and about our flagging procedures. First, due to state regulations, even a few weeks ago, masks were being required. However, that has been relaxed to something a bit more reasonable now. You will need a mask only when you are inside buildings, such as registration, tech, and the restrooms. For electrical hookups at Blackhawk, or a pit vehicle pass, race gas, or race supplies, stop by corner 10, which is near the gas pumps. A few other track items. First, one I always stress, paddock pit speed is strictly 15 miles per hour. You will never be in anything but first gear whenever you are driving in the paddock. Another thing we have often had some difficulty with, I'm afraid to say, is the corner 1 blend line. Whenever you are leaving the hot pits, you will always hug driver's right, all the way down the front straight and into corner 1. You must hug driver's right through the apex of corner 1. There may be 100-mile-an-hour race traffic coming up on your side, and you don't want to get in their way. So please, hug driver's right all the way into corner 1. A few things about flagging. You are probably familiar with a red flag. That means we need to shut down the race and there is track obstruction. you will see a red flag only at the bridge. If you see a red flag at the bridge, please pull over. You do not need to leave the pavement, but pull over and stop on the main straight. However, in the corners, you will not see a red flag. Instead, you will see a waving black and a waving yellow. And if you think about it for a moment, that kind of makes sense. Yellow means caution, slow down, be aware. Black means come into the pits. If you see waving black, waving yellow on the corners, we would like you to come around the track at a reduced speed and pull into the hot pits. Line up there so we can regrid and restart your race. And just a couple more things on flags. A white flag means there is a rescue vehicle or a slow-moving vehicle somewhere a corner or two in front of you. You do not have to slow down precipitously, and you may pass the slow vehicle. This is simply a caution that something ahead of you is going slow. And last item for the moment is the checker flag, obviously you're all familiar with. In addition to that, we do a courtesy one lap. That is a furled checkered flag with a one digit. This is saying your next lap will be your checker. Do not come in on the one lap. You've got one lap to go. It's your warning to make that last pass. That's it for now. Thank you for coming to the Blackhawk Classic 28.